Hey, welcome back to Confidence in Christ with Kayla. Today we are in Psalms 62, verses 1 and 2. Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from him. Truly he is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken. So this psalm was written by David, and it's really kind of like a freedom from bondage chapter. I think it's really cool. He talks about how like things aren't going well, but then he turns back to praise to God. Something David did a lot was he was not afraid to worship God openly and freely, and we see that in these verses. Is he starts out like his prayer, his little song with like how awesome God is. He says, "Truly my soul finds rest in you, God." Like he knows exactly where his rest comes from, and he is honoring that. And that's something that we need to make sure that we do as well, that we acknowledge where our rest and where our help actually comes from. And I think this is a great couple verses to just model that after, because then David dives and he says, my salvation comes from him. So he's starting to list different things that God gives him as a gift. And he says, truly he is my rock and my salvation. So he said salvation twice. So that's a big deal. He knows that he is the only one that can save him. And this is someone who is promised to be king. So even with that title, he knows that his salvation is coming from God. And then he says, he is my fortress and I will never be shaken. God is just this strong rock, this fortress that David says, where we find our salvation, where we will never be shaken, and where we can find our rest. That's something to be confident in. So I pray that these verses just bless you today, that they would encourage you to just give thanks to God for all that he's done and all that he will do, and just for being who he is, because if he never did another thing for us, he would still be enough. So let's just thank him and just remember where our true help and our true salvation and just comfort come from.